Hey, what's going on there, Global Nobles? How's it going there, YouTube Nation? So, there may be a time that when you vape, you get this odd taste. Now, you come to wonder, what's going on here? Like, it feels like you're not tasting e-juice, but you're, like, burning a sock. Like, you're burning the cotton. And this may be a sign that you have to change the coil. Now, when it comes to the JoyETech, Cubis Pro, and all of this stuff, there has been a lot of videos and there has been like a lot of pros and cons when it comes to burning out the coil sooner than later. And you come to figure out what are the telltale signs that you have to go ahead and change the coil. Now, when you put in e-juice and you stop feeling the juice, the flavoring of the juice, but then you get like this burnt taste, that's one. Or if you're basically a constant user of the juice and you by some chance change to a different brand, different kind of juice, and you don't taste that juice, that's another sign. Now, it all depends on how you use the coil or how you use your vape, that you eventually will come to that point where the coil will have its last call and say, I'm done, and then you have to go ahead and change to a new coil. Now, you can always take the coil, you could always take your, unit apart and check the coil. Now, if you notice that your coil or the cotton inside is basically charcoal, that is one sign that you have to go ahead and change the coil. Now, again, you know, it all depends on how you use your vape, that you will go ahead and have to replace constant the coil, and it's not an easy task because there are, like I said, there are videos that a lot of people have been having so many problems trying to prime the coil, changing the coil, or even come to a point where they go ahead and change the coil and it doesn't last more than a minute because they burn it out, because either they over prime it, they overfill it, or they just basically don't like I can't say that they don't know how to get this working. Now, uh, I've never had an issue when it comes to changing the coil, priming it, or anything of the sort. Put it this way, I don't even prime it. What the heck is even priming like do? Nothing. You know, the best way to change the coil on the Cubis Pro is to just get it down and dirty, So we're gonna go ahead and replace this coil because I've been vaping on this coil for about a month now, and it's about that time that I go ahead and give it a change because it is starting not to taste like the e-juice that I purchased not too long ago. Now, if you guys haven't seen that review that I've done recently on the Naked Green Blast, then definitely you guys should go ahead and take a look at that. But this is a video on how to change your Cubis Pro coil. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this down and I'll get into the basics. Alright, so now that we're back, what you're gonna need is your new coil. You're gonna need a paper towel because if you have e-juice that contains nicotine, then eventually you're not going to want to get that on your hands. That is way too toxic for you to go ahead and just go ahead and touch it with your bare hands. But if you don't have nicotine in your e-juice, then it's pretty much okay to go ahead and do what you need to do and then just replace your coil. So what I'm about to do here is go ahead and turn off my device, and then just go ahead and remove the top part. Should be easy. And once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and take your paper towel, right? And pretty much you're gonna notice here, okay? Alright, so before I even do that, just off the bat, you can see that the coil is done. You can see that it's pretty much dark inside. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you what a new coil looks like. I've seen some users go ahead and rinse this under water, and then they say that it's okay to reuse. No. One of those things is that tap water or whatever kind of water you want to use will damage the coil. It will just degrade it in a way that when you vape for the first time while rinsing that out, you're going to taste the tap, you're going to taste the lead, you're going to taste the impurities that the water may bring. So if I was you, to basically wash that or rinse that under water is a basic no-no, because again, you're going to be vaping impurities that come from the water. Even if you use distilled water, you're just going to taste that water feeling before you get that ejuice flavor back in your mouth, and it's not a great taste. I've done that once. The last time, never again. It's just best to go ahead and go to your local vape store and buy yourself a pack of coils. They're pretty cheap. Even online they sell it way cheap. You just gotta find a great retailer that you trust and known, because there are clones that, you know, there are like sites that sell clones of your coil, and yeah, you're just gonna damage one thing or the other. You could either damage your device or you could damage the coil, and at most cases you can actually, like, you know, cause some serious damage to your mouth and all that other stuff. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and open up a brand new coil, and off the bat, changing it is simple. As you can see, this one is brand new compared to what I have here. This looks fresh, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on. I'm not gonna prime it. I'm not gonna do anything special other than just put it in. Alright, so now that it's in, I'm gonna go ahead and use the Naked 100 Screen Blast to go ahead and test out my vape. Now, I recommend that you do not fill this all the way. Reason why is because you're going to want to put air inside. Okay? So I would say probably filling it to a certain point is best when changing these coils, especially for the Cubis and the Cubis Pro. Because what I have noticed is that some users do fill it up all the way, thinking that it's gonna be fine. No, you're gonna want some air to be in there, because the coil is dry itself. If you have like a little bit of air, all that air is gonna push itself down and into the coil, and then the spout here is gonna release any air or any pockets of air that's inside. So this is a good thing to have. What you're gonna be doing afterwards is gonna be, you know, self priming, if you would say. So as you can see, there goes, it's clean, it's dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this back up and let you know what else you have to do. Alright, so now that we got the coil changed, it was pretty simple, nothing really hard, not rocket science or anything of the sort. So we're gonna go ahead and just go back to the simple tricks of how to prime this coil. Now, while the device is off, right, you're going to want to take in a couple of hits, okay? So it's going to be simple, and you could tell when, you know, when is enough, okay? You're going to be tasting nothing but ejuice. Now, when I say this, the aroma that's inside the ejuice is gonna fill up the coil, and then you're gonna taste that aroma in your mouth. So that's a good sign that the coil is primed. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and self prime. Now again, when doing this, make sure that the air vent is closed. Okay, nothing has to be opened, everything has to be closed, and you're gonna be just doing this. Now you're gonna notice that there's little bubbles that come up on your tank. That's a good sign that you're starting to prime the coil. This is why I say that it's not good to fill it up all the way. You're gonna want to have a little bit of air inside the tank, and this is gonna show you that, you know, what you're doing, the process that you're doing to prime the coil this way is gonna start bubbling. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep on doing it until I start tasting the aroma of the ejuice. Now I haven't tasted it yet because, like I said, the coil is dry, everything is dry. So I'm gonna keep on doing it. Still nothing. Guess this is almost the point where it's getting there. Now you probably might see the air bubbles starting to come up, and we're almost there. As you guys can see, there are air bubbles that are coming out from the coil, and it's releasing into the tank. It's totally normal. Alright, now that I taste a little bit of the ejuice as far as aroma goes, I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much set this to a lower temperature. Now I'm gonna set this at 420 degrees, 35 watts. The coil is reading at 0.54 ohms, and I'm gonna take my first initial hit. Now at this point you can go ahead and open up the air vents. And then at this point you can go ahead and raise the temperature. Now I'm going to go ahead and raise it to a 520. Perfect cloud. No spit back, no gargle, no nothing. It's pure and simple, so easy to do. Even a caveman can do it. So when it comes to changing the coil, especially with the Cubis Pro, it is always best to have, you know, your ejuice ready, everything set. Don't prime it, because the worst thing you can do is putting 3 drops. Even if JoyETech does recommend that you put 2 to 3 drops on the coil as far as priming, you're gonna get that spit back and you're gonna get that gargle, and it's not a good thing. It's never a good feeling, especially when you raise the temperature on your initial first start. You're gonna get this hot spit back, and that is totally the worst. Now I can't say that I haven't had that happen to me. When I first got the Cubis Pro, I changed the coil to a brand new one, and I did get the spit back until I finally realized how to properly change the coil on my own, and pretty much haven't had any problems ever since. So when it comes down to it, Perfect clouds, perfect taste. I feel the taste of the Naked 100 screen blast. You get that cloud, and it's nice, clean, and clear. And yeah, like I said, I can't complain. I can't say that I did anything wrong other than just do what I know best. And so far, since having this device, I've been pretty much in the know of how to take care of it, how to properly maintain it, you know. And like I said, I haven't had a problem. So if you guys have any more questions, do leave a comment down below. If you like this video, do leave a like. And as well, if you guys want to see more videos just like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will post more videos on how to maintain and properly, you know, keep in balance of your JoyETechVTwo Mini, or VTech, or V Mini. As you guys can see, I have the JoyETechVTech. And as well, you know, I do thank you all for watching. I know this has been a lengthy video, but you know, when it comes to changing the coil, there has been a lot of questions. I did receive a whole bunch of comments before on how to change the coil properly, and this video just pretty much sums up on how to get that done without getting that spit back. No gargle, no spit back, pure clean vape. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in a future video. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Peace.